G'day media people, got something very special. I watched every episode of Love, Death and Robots in the past week or so, and I enjoyed a lot of them, some of them not so much, but I thought it'd be fun to go and rank them in a tier list so we even get to troll the ones I thought were pretty bad. So let's get to ranking, let's go. So a really weird thing about when I watched this show on Netflix, it actually started off playing episode 1 of season 4 first, and then by the time I got through that season was when I realised I'd started off with the most recent season, so I'm going to be ranking these in reverse order that the seasons were out, but the correct order within the season, if that makes any sense. So we're starting off with season 4, episode 1, Close Encounters of the Mini Kind. I didn't like this shit, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like I do like some stop animation stuff, and I have a lot of respect for the people who make it, but like with the way they did it, all the characters are like tiny little thing and there's hundreds of them. I can't connect with any of the characters in the story. There's nothing to grab onto emotionally there. I don't think the jokes were that funny in particular, and I honestly really disliked this one. The most merciful thing about this episode is that it was less than 10 minutes, which will actually come up a lot with a lot of the episodes I think are absolutely trash in this show. It sucks, but at least you're not sitting with the shit so long, if that makes any sense. So that's going to be E, Unforgivable. Did not like this. I can't believe that this is the second time they tried this, because both episodes of this in the show are absolute shit. I would have stopped watching the show at this point if it wasn't for the second episode in the season, Sophia Rose, the second episode I ever watched. This was so fucking cool. The concept of her being stuck alone in space after her husband was killed by these foreign alien things, like made her really sympathetic, and then she forms this bond with this pet that was sent there by people she thinks are her allies, but whether they actually were or weren't, there's a lot of mystery that you have to unravel as it goes along. She had the cathartic end off where she ended up killing the guy who killed, or the clone of the guy who killed her husband. It was a really good payoff, and yeah, I really enjoyed this story, and this is sort of like peak of what you can tell in a 15-minute span that most of these episodes have. Really cool concept too, of floating around in space, just injecting yourself with some type of drug to keep you conscious and alive, and really love this one. S tier, transcended this realm of reality for sure. Then we got episode 3, which I think was 400 Boys. I really did like a lot about this. I liked the accents of the characters. I liked this animation style was really cool as well. I think everything was going okay. They were building up a lot of mystery with like their superpowers and stuff, and like what the hell's going on? Why is there, the world around them breaking down? When it ended up being like giant babies, I thought that was such a letdown, and it was really like just these bubbling baby idiots weren't scary at all. When they actually did the fight with the babies, it was like the scale of the giants was so all over the place. I mean, on one, the lady in the rollerblades, she's like skating up to the baby and she's as tall as its knee. In other ones, they're the size of the baby's toe, and they can rip up like the Golden Gate Bridge and throw it, to the moon. It was just like the scale of these giants was really unbelievable. It definitely took me out of it, and it was like all the setup was really good, but then when you find out what's going on, you're like, what the fuck is this shit? Hot ass this episode. So much wasted potential too, which just pisses me off more. I don't know why that actually makes me angry. I probably should be more chill. It was like a 10-minute episode. But moving on to the next one, The Other Large Thing. This is the first episode I saw of the show where the joke is cats. Which, I mean, the first time I saw it didn't really bother me much. It gets very fucking repetitive as the show goes on. But the first time I actually thought it was funny. I used to have housemates who had cats anyway, and they did kind of like think they were hot shit. So it was just cool to see that. An issue I have, and we'll get into this more so in later episodes that we go over, but like the misanthropy of the show like sticks through a little bit. This is the first time I really saw it through and through, was in this episode when the cat owners are just like disgusting in almost every way possible. You can tell there's a bit of disdain there coming through from the writers, but it didn't bother me that much because you're kind of seeing it through the cat's point of view, and the cat probably does have disdain for humanity. So it didn't bother me that much yet, but as an overall trend in the show, we'll get into it in later episodes, which are more misanthropic. It was an issue, but I liked it for this one. It's good stuff. It's not like transcending this realm of reality, how cool it was, but I had fun with it. I thought the cat was funny, some of its interactions with the robot. Next up was Golgotha. And I actually think this is the episode I watched it in, but it's what it says on like Golgotha, was when the priest had to go talk to the aliens, which were randomly super into Jesus as well, which is obviously weird. But I think it made sense for the point he was trying to get across. The episode, don't follow religious doctrine exactly or awful things will happen. I think when you want to get a message across and you only have 10 minutes to do it, I think it did it really effectively. It was really funny, the ending as well. So I thought it was a cool episode. Nothing super memorable from it. You know, it didn't really hook me in the way Sophia Rose did, but it was definitely some good stuff. Other than Sophia Rose, it's probably the best one we've seen so far. You're somewhat sympathetic for the priest, but also at the same time, kind of not. Next episode up, we've got Screaming of the Tyrannosaurus Rex race. This episode was a lot of fun. I really did like the main character. They were very sympathetic to me and sort of their situation they were forced into. It was fun watching the dinosaurs run around. I feel like this episode, there's not a lot of negative I have to say about it, except for it was kind of forgettable. If I wasn't looking at it right now, I probably would have forgotten all about this episode. Nothing really stuck out about the episode like some of the other ones I really like. So I feel like passable, I guess, is kind of harsh for one that I generally did like, but it's just so forgettable and nothing super original about it that I don't feel right putting it any higher than passable, I guess. So on to the next one. We have got How Zeke Got Religion. Now, this episode was a lot of fun. The monster in it is fucking terrifying with a million arms all just trying to kill you and break your bones. Damn, they really can... Whoever animated that monster just knocked it out of the ballpark. Really, really cool. A bit of it is kind of corny. Like, this is the most evil thing that, you know, it's Nazis did a death cult ritual to summon this demon. And it's like, it's the most evil of evil combinations ever created. These pure evil, straight evil. It was just like, you know, it was a bit like, all right, bro, we get it. It's evil. So that was a bit corny, but the animation was really cool. Watching them fight the monster was really cool. So I actually really liked this episode a lot. I wouldn't even say it was more fun than this Tyrannosaurus one, so I'm going to put it in good stuff. I'm going to put it above the cat jokes. Yeah, well, I'm going to put it right here. It was a bit corny how, like, this is the most evil creature that ever existed, but it was like, it was a lot of fun if you can get over that and whatever, that's no big deal. Small appliances, stupid somethings. It was the next one with all the inanimate objects complaining about how tough their life is. I did genuinely laugh at the end when it was the kitty litter box explaining why it had... Well, it didn't even say anything. It was just like, I have the worst existence. That genuinely got a chuckle out of me. Other than that, I'm like, whatever. Like, I'm not so fucking sympathetic for a bunch of like circuitries and wires. Like... Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was boring up until that point. I'm going to go hot ass, but it didn't annoy me as much as the giant babies did. Or He Can Creep, rather, is what it was called. I didn't like this one. This one was when the cat joke, like... In the cat joke in the first one was like, it was quick, it was succinct, it got to the point straight away. This one just keeps labouring on the point about cats and they're making a deal with the devil. Oh my God, they outsmarted the devil. Aren't cats so smart? Like, nah, bro, nah. I like cats. I don't like cats that much. I feel like if you like cats, you'll think this is the best shit ever. If you don't, is it unforgivable? Yeah, fuck him. Unforgivable. Next up, we've got Can't Stop, which is literally a music video for the Red Hot Chili Peppers Can't Stop song. I can't even talk. This was so fucking mind-boggling to me that I'm watching this animated show and literally they spend an entire episode just doing a music video. Now, I will say this is one of my favorite songs of all time. So it wasn't complete drag to sit through, but it was fucking confusing. Why is this a thing? Like, what is going on? I got to put it at unforgivable because I'm like, why is this a thing for this show? Like, I'm not watching MTV. I'm watching Netflix right now. What is going on? If it were a worse song that I didn't love so much, it would be dead bottom of the list, but it's got to go here because why did they waste an episode doing this? Like, and how much did they pay the Red Hot Chili Peppers to waste an episode? Mind-boggling this was a thing. So that was season 4. That was the first full season I watched. Now we're going to hop into season 3. Now, we talked about misanthropy. This first episode, 3 robots exit strategies, I couldn't believe it. When I got to the first season and I saw this was like the one episode where they retreaded the same characters. This was bad. it's so misanthropic. It's just like, well, humans all fucked up the world because they're awful, and then they all tried to run away from the world because they're awful, and they're so awful, and oh my god, oh, cats though, cats are cool, robots are cool. Bruh, like, that's you. That's your bias that you hate humans. And I hate the idea that this is the one that got the second one, because so much of the audience emotionally connected with the misanthropy of it. Does my head in. Unforgivable. If you liked this episode, fuck you. I'm just playing. But the next episode, again, we start off. It's the first episode of the season was awful. The second one reels me back in because it's so fucking good. Bad traveling, bro. I love this episode. Oh my god, the crustacean was terrifying as like a horror monster. Oh my god, it was so terrifying. And then this story of the moral dilemma. Are they going to try and save themselves to appease the monster? Can they even trust the monster? Should they do the right thing and try to kill the monster? And it was so well executed. And when I complain about the previous episode where the misanthropy came from like, well, human beings are awful, they do everything bad, rah, rah, rah. This one did show a lot of the bad stuff humanity does sometimes, where all the other crew members refused to sacrifice themselves and they wanted to appease the monster. But then this one gives us a ray of light because it shows the main character being so brave, putting himself out there to try and do the right thing, even when he has to sacrifice his entire crew for it. Phenomenal storytelling. It was such a palate cleanser after the cynicism of the previous episode, and I really love this one. Phenomenal main character. The animation in this was great too. It genuinely was like really creepy and disgusting. There's that one scene when you find out the crabs had all these babies that made my skin crawl. This is outstanding. Definitely the best episode of the show we've gone over so far. Better than Sophia Rose. I really connected with this show and with this episode, especially when it's juxtaposed to how shit the previous episode was. Episode 3, The Very Pulse of the Machine, another out of the park. They absolutely killed this one. It reminded me a lot of The Martian, which is that movie with Matt Damon, and it was a book before that. I really love this one. Even beyond that, it was like a love letter to the poetry, the machine or the planet or whatever you call it was telling, the main character to, accept their fate, but, maybe take a leap of faith. And it was just so well done. It really, really empathetic main character that I connected with. Unlike those fucking robots in the first one, but I got to get over that because this episode was amazing. There's 2 episodes in the row, transcend this realm of existence. I'm going to put it just below. No, I'm going to put it above Sophia Rose because I really did like the ending in both of these ones. But I think her just taking the leap of faith and she gets to essentially save herself by doing so was a really, really satisfying ending. And I absolutely loved it. Also the twist too of the planet talking to her and it's a sentient machine. Just really, really cool. And says a lot about our future going forward with, mind melding with machines. I really liked this episode and it was surprisingly optimistic for this show. Night of the Mini Dead. You guys know I hate this fucking shit. I can't connect to any of the characters. It wasn't funny. Anything bad I've got to say about this one, I would say about the alien invasion one as well. It's just with zombies this time, which is even worse. Aliens are cooler than zombies. You heard it here first. Unforgivable. Worst episode of the show we've gone over so far. And looking at the other episodes, I don't know if it's going to be topped, honestly. If anyone's going to come close, Kill Team Kill. It literally starts off and one of the characters is pissing on us. And then they just don't stop for the rest of it because this is so shit. They're pissing on us. Who was this made for? Like an immature 10-year-old? Like this didn't make me laugh at all. The one redeeming quality, I'll say the bear was kind of cool, I guess. I wish a monster that good was in a better story than this one, but all the characters are completely detestable to the point with like none of them are realistic to any human being I've ever met. It's just so over the top a satire of like military and bro culture, and it's just dumb horse shit. Unforgivable. Yeah, I'm gonna put it below Can't Stop because Can't Stop's a fucking. That's a bullshit episode. Fuck them. Next up was Swarm, and right when they put me in the shit, they pulled me back out with another great episode. I really thought this one was cool. The world building around them going into this hive of an alien species, and then the hive like sucks them in and it uses them because they were trying to take advantage, and it's sort of just like weeding out the bad parts of humanity. Again, with the misanthropy of the show being a trend, it definitely tracks that they would think this alien race would do that, but they give us a bit of a hope at the end when the main character was like, humanity's stronger, we're going to do better. At least there's a ray of hope there, and it's just not completely cynical. So it didn't really bother me, the messaging behind it, and I thought the storytelling was really cool, the world building was really cool, the aliens in the Swarm, they were just really cool as well. I really thoroughly enjoyed this episode. It's definitely going to be in Transcend This Realm of Reality. I'm going to put it below Sophia Rose. I did enjoy that one more, but you can see all the like outer space ones that are like serious sci-fi. They definitely speak to me. That's definitely my preference. So yep, that is Transcending This Realm of Reality. Next up was Mason's Rats. I really liked this episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. All the killing machines and the rats were fighting back. I love animals, so it was always fun to see them get to fight back against human oppressors. And I did like the ending as well, where they learnt to coexist, and that maybe, you know, focusing on technological kill machines probably isn't the answer to all of our problems in the world. So I thought this one was a lot of fun. It's good stuff, and it's probably the best one. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. Pure cinema. I did really like this one. I think it deserves to be there. In Vaulted Halls of Entombed. Oh, okay. So this is the one where they go down the tunnel with the flesh-eating robots. There's a lot of really cool stuff I liked about this episode. I thought all of the robots in it were really cool. Its writing is so dumb. Like, there's a point when he says they realize that these, flesh-eating robots are after him. They're like, fall back. But then once they get to the back of the tunnel, it's actually, they've gone all the way through to the other side of the tunnel, which logistically makes no sense because the robots would have had to come from the entrance to chase them. And it's just like sitting there like, what the fuck's going on? And then the same thing happens again when they get to the base of the stairs and those spinny robots are eating their friend. They just like stop once they've eaten the friend and they don't try and chase the other two, which makes no sense at all. So there was just a lot of really dumb things about the writing of this. The strength of this one comes from, I did really like the ending, particularly with the giant Cthulhu monster thing. That was really cool. Plus the two surviving characters are actually really, really well done. You sort of understand why it will be the leader, what was the one was easily influenced by the Cthulhu monster, and why the other one was brave enough to take her eyes out, let's say. See, I just wish it wasn't so fucking dumb and they at least gave some plausible reason why the robots stopped chasing them from a certain point or why the robots come from behind. It was just so poorly written, it just takes me out of it. So I think without that stuff, it'd be maybe even pure cinema, but with all the dumb shit, it's passable, I guess. Got the final episode from the season. The name I can't pronounce. Hoturo? That's definitely wrong. I really love this one. It felt kind of like a fever dream when I was first watching it, trying to figure out what's going on with the deaf character as well and the sound going out and the dancing lady was like really creepy. And there's a lot I really, really like about this episode. And it's kind of like a cat and mouse between him and the siren song character. I really enjoyed this. And I thought the ending was really good too when she heals him and he gets his hearing back, but that ends up being his Achilles heel. Really, really cool. I'm going to put it. It's close between Transcending This Realm of Reality and pure cinema to me. Like, I feel like I could recommend this one to a friend, and a lot of friends would be like, "What the fuck was that? It was bullshit." And a lot would be, "Oh my god, that was the best thing ever." I think I'll land more in the latter though. I'm going to put it Transcend This Realm of Reality, but at the lowest on that tier. All right, so that was season 3. It was at this point I realized I was watching the seasons in reverse order, but I've come too far to not go further now, so I just started episode 1, season 2, which was Automated Customer Service. That was with the robot that turns killer robot inside her house, and then she has to fight it. It was a lot of fun. A really, really just fast-paced, fun episode to sit through. It's some good stuff for sure. I'm even going to put it wasn't quite as fun as watching the evil Nazi monster try to rip them apart in the aeroplane, but it was still a lot of fun, and the ending made me laugh as well. I thought it was pretty cute. Ooh, Next up is Ice. This is where it's the mutant children who are all like athletic and cool, and then it was like the regular human child who didn't fit in, but then his brother tries to take him out to get him to fit in with the others. I feel like this one like pulled on heartstrings a bit. It's going to be a story a lot of the audience connects with. The ending wasn't super satisfying. I mean, the visual of the whales cracking through the ice was really cool and stuff, but it kind of felt like, I don't know, a bit trite maybe. It was. I don't want to say it was arse, but it was like barely passable. There just isn't a lot of positives I can say besides the visuals were really cool. It has a similar art style that 400 Boys did, and the story is a bit better. So yeah, I think it's passable, but honestly, if you watch this show and you skip that episode, I don't think you're missing that much. Next up was Pop Squad. This is the one where they have to go around killing children. Well, the main character does anyway. And then, oh my God, at the end of the episode, he has this realization that killing children is wrong. Oh my God, what a great revelation for this guy to have after having done this job for centuries. Fucking bullshit. Do not sympathize with the character who is his job to kill children. And their explanation is, oh, we get to live a fancy lifestyle. We just have to kill children. Like, fuck off, bro. Like, no, this isn't it. This is not it. Do not sympathize with this character. They could have explored the idea in so much of a better way, but to do it from the perspective of the psycho killer having this change of heart, like, bro, you've been doing this for centuries. Like, I don't buy that you're having a change of heart now. This is hot ass. Yeah, honestly, it's worse than hot ass. It is unforgivable. It's worse than the music video that's randomly in this series. It is unforgivable. It could be a really cool idea to explore. They just explored it in the worst possible way. I have no sympathy for this fucking character who took him centuries to realize killing kids is wrong. Like, duh. Okay, Snow in the Desert. It's the one where they're chasing him with the bounty hunter, and then he falls in love with the girl. This one was actually really good. I thought it was a good episode. I connected with the main character a lot. The idea behind the episode was pretty cool as well. Yeah, I really only have positive things to say about it. I guess the one negative I've had is I did kind of forget this one. Also, like the Deus Ex Machina of, you know, his girlfriend coming up from behind, and then yeah, I mean, it was a little trite, I guess, but I can't really say that much bad about it. Looking at it objectively, I think I have to put it at the top of good stuff. I'm going to put it one below Zeke Found Religion, just because the monster in this was really cool and fun. I did like it though. I think it was a good episode. It just not as memorable for whatever reason. The Tall Grass sucked. Just boring. I didn't really think the monsters in it were that scary. I thought the main character was just an idiot and pretty unlikable. I mean, it's not unforgivable or anything. It's just like it was mercifully over pretty quick, but it's some hot ass though for sure. The next one, what the fuck's it called? All Through the House. The children go down and they see Santa's this creepy monster. I mean, the idea made it chuckle, but it's really hard to make like a 10-minute episode drag on so long. This one definitely did drag. So to just tell one joke that was like kind of funny, I guess. It's hot ass, but it's like right at the top of hot ass. It's not the worst thing. I just wish they could have told the joke like quicker. You know, just dragged on this joke. Anyway, Life Hutch. This is about the astronaut who gets knocked out of his ship and then he has to go into a safe house type thing, and then there's a killer robot in there because there's a technical malfunction. And I'm pretty sure the animation is rendered off of Michael B. Jordan, I think. But anyway, I did think the tension in this episode was built up really well. The rogue robot in his safe house was very scary, and he, you know, really was smart the way he ended up beating it in the end. I thought that was all really cool. Yeah, so this is some good stuff. Some good stuff. Not quite as memorable as some of the episodes on Good Stuff, but it was good. I liked it. The Drowned Giant. Now, this episode, it's probably like the least action out of any of the episodes we've had so far, except for the ones that are unforgivable. But it's more of a thought piece on consumption and the way spectacle sort of glazed over time, and, you know, human consumption sort of erodes things. And I think it's a really interesting idea to delve into in an artistic format. So in that essence, I do respect it, and it made me think somewhat as a TV show, probably one of the least entertaining episodes on here, but it's definitely worth watching, particularly since it is so short. And I thought they examined the idea pretty creatively. So it's some good stuff, but if you're looking for like some quick fun animation, you're probably much better off watching Mason's Rats than you are The Downfall of the Giant, or The Down Giant rather. All right. So now we've got season 1, the longest season, and in my opinion, the best season. And we are starting things off with an absolute banger, Sonny's Edge, where she's this robot, psychic connected fighter until the twist ending, which was really cool. I love this episode. The ending really did catch me off guard. It was like a double switch. Oh my God. So I really liked this. I thought the idea of her experiencing this pain and using it to fight and the fear of it to fight going forward was really, really cool, really connected with the character. I love this episode. It's definitely transcending this realm of reality. I'm gonna put it just below Sophia Rose. I'm going to put it above Sophia Rose, honestly. The actual scene where it was the two monsters fighting wasn't the most like thrilling thing in the world. So that's probably the one negative thing I would say about it. So I'm actually going to put it below Sophia Rose just for that reason. But the ending I actually thought was even better than the Sophia Rose ending. Really, really good stuff. Okay, so we already ranted about how I didn't like these fucking robots in 3 Robots. They're even more insufferable in this one. The entire joke is, aren't humans so like awful and stupid, and oh my God, they're the worst things ever. Their dietary system is really inefficient. Like, it just felt like the person who wrote this just hates humanity and is just like angrily like scribbling out jokes about how awful people are. Very fucking unlikable. Not only the person who wrote it, but the characters. And of course the joke at the end is, the cats are going to inherit the earth after we die. I don't know what it is about people that hate humans, love cats. I mean, I love cats and I don't hate humans. What the fuck's wrong with you? Unforgivable. It's not as like disgustingly annoying as Tony Kill or whatever that one's called, but it's pretty bad. Honestly, it's more offensive than the stop animation ones, but it's less boring. I'm going to put it there to make my point. I can't believe this is the one that got us set. Out of all the great characters we saw in these ones up here, like, we didn't get to see this one again. Like, why the fuck did we have to see these 3 annoying robots? I don't know. Apparently, the audience connects with misanthropy, and fuck you all if you do. Anyway. Well, you even going to get mad at me for saying that? You already hate me. I'm a human. Episode 3, The Witness. This episode, I really liked, I guess, the world building behind it. I mean, it's clearly set on like a futuristic depiction of Hong Kong was what it reminded me of, because I've been to Hong Kong. I've seen videos of like cities in China that kind of looked like this as well, but it really reminded me of Hong Kong. That part I really liked. The rest of the episode, I mean, I saw the twist ending coming a mile away. Like, I think even within the first scene, you'd probably be able to figure it out. It wasn't like that huge of a revelation. The adventures they go on through the city of this like seedy underworld just didn't really enthrall me either. I mean, this city looks so grand and huge. Like, you got to spend time going to a strip club when we've got like 10 minutes to explore this world. The choice between the two, I mean, there was some validity to it, but overall, this is some hot ass. I'm going to put it above the inanimate objects. No, I'm putting it below that. At least that one made me chuckle. All right, on to the next one. We have Suits, which is these human farmers hopping in these mechanized suits to fight aliens. I guess it was fun. Some of the characters in it were pretty charming and you were able to connect with pretty well. The ending was kind of satisfying as well. I don't know how to describe it. There's just something about this episode that was kind of corny to me. I guess it was like the forced one-liners when they're killing the animals, or it just felt... So one thing about me is I really, really don't like the Marvel movies and that whole attitude of like, our lives are on the line and we're killing monsters, but let me make this funny little quip. It just takes me out of it. And I get that it's made for children and children are probably like this, but I mean, they say fuck cunt every other episode in this one, so I don't know why you're making like a kids one on this. I mean, some of the characters were charming, I guess is the most positive thing I can say. I'll keep it out of hot ass, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend watching this one again if you're an adult. But things get worse from here because we've got Sucker of Souls. I wouldn't be shocked at all if this was written by the same people who did this one. It's like a less dumb version of this one. A lot of it's in the same style. The characters aren't quite as detestable as they were in this one over here, but I mean, they're not super likable. Anyway, because it's better, I'm going to put it in hot ass. The characters were fucking annoying and gross and like super unbelievable. Yeah, it's unforgivable. What am I here for? It's unforgivable. It's much higher than the other episode in the same style, but it ain't that much higher. Next up, we have the yogurt that took over the earth. I think this is an episode. It had a good joke that, you know, we cultured yogurt so much that it became more cultured than us. I think that's a really cool idea, and it's a funny joke, and it was over quick and snappy. It was like the thing I didn't like about this episode with the monster is Santa. Like they just didn't they kept it going so long to get to the joke. Like this was really quick and snappy. The episode felt like it was 5 minutes, even if it was longer. So this is some good stuff, man. Out of the pure comedy ones, it might be my favorite unless you count Jason's Rats as pure comedy. I am gonna put it I'll put it below the Think piece. I might switch these two around, actually. The Think piece, it's worthwhile. It's just not super entertaining. All right, I know this one's going to be a lot of people's favourites. Beyond the Aquila Rift. I did really enjoy this episode. I really thought the ending was great. With one small caveat of, I don't know who sound designed this episode. That song they played at the end was awful, and it completely took away at the absolute horror of the situation the characters were in. But if you can look past that really annoying aspect, they just play this like shitty like slow rock song. It's fucking weird. I don't know why they did that, but the idea of this and the short story behind it is really, really good, really horrifying cosmic horror if you accidentally get sucked into this wrong dimension and then these giant spiders are like mining you for your pleasure. Like, ugh. It's a really, really disturbing thought, and the episode is really well executed, except for the annoying fucking soundtrack that shouldn't have been there. The soundtrack definitely kicks it down. It still transcends this realm of reality, but it's the weakest one that does. And it's just because I play that annoying song. Whatever, maybe I'm overthinking that, but I didn't like that fucking song. Next up is Good Hunting. I feel like this episode's probably a lot of people who watch the show's favourite. I don't know if it's my favourite. I do really like Good Hunting, but it is up there for sure. For sure, S tier, transcend this realm of reality. You know, it's just the metaphor for how women are exploited in the sex industry, in any industry, in society, particularly in olden days, but still in modern days as well. It works as an allegory for that. I think it's really cool. The main character is very, very sympathetic, and it was just, the episode was really well done. The male main character as well, he was really likable, and he helped her out to sort of be her final form and take revenge. It's a good revenge story as well. I really, really enjoyed this episode. I am going to put it as the third best one we've watched. I think it's better than Sophia Rose. Not quite as good as The Machine. It didn't really speak to me as much as this one did, but it is so cool. Really cool episode. Next up, we have The Dump. It's a man, he lives in the dump, and then the dump pet thing eats invaders. There was a lot of things I liked about this episode, like obviously the insurance guy coming over was like an idiot. It was just really baffling to me. His whole thing was like, okay, I just need you to sign these forms so we can take your home away from you. And he didn't even like offer the guy anything. He didn't even threaten him or anything. He just expects him to sign it because it's inconvenient for the agent. It made no sense. I get the whole point of that guy's character is that he is unlikable and he gets killed at the end, and that's kind of like a win, but I don't know. It came across as like really bad, dumb writing, in my opinion. I guess, you know, some of the character interactions were really funny. The main character is obviously like pretty gross, but also kind of funny, and I guess it suits for this character in particular. It's passable. It did give me a good chuckle, and the ending's somewhat satisfying, but I mean, there's a lot that's really dumb about this one. Shapeshifters, episode 10 in the season. We're on the home stretch now. We're getting right to the end of it. Shapeshifters, it was okay. I found the main character sympathetic, and there's some allegory there about people being, you know, bigots towards those who are different. I didn't really buy it in this instance. Like, these guys just risk their lives to help you in the army, and then you're just like openly being dickheads to them. I just don't think that's how humans would react, at least that openly. Even if they did have some inherent prejudices they'd hold, it wouldn't be just displayed and it's like, fuck you, you're a werewolf, don't sit with us. Like, I just don't think that's how it works in the real world, and it's a bit of a misrepresentation of how bigotry actually works. And yeah, the metaphor just didn't work for me. As for the story itself, I mean, the main character and his friend were likable, but I guess I can't put it, I'm gonna put it in hot ass, honestly. The point it's trying to make, it doesn't make well, so yeah, that's some hot ass, bruh. Helping Hand, I love this one. Obviously, it reminds me of Gravity, the Sandra Bullock movie. It's really, really well executed. The sacrifice she has to go through in this one is super interesting to watch. Put yourself in the situation. You don't really have a choice. That's what you got to do. I wish she had have thought of it sooner, because she's kind of like on death's door when she finally, needs the helping hand, so to speak. But I really liked this episode and connected with this character. I'm going to put it at pure cinema. The one reason it's not transcending this realm of reality is, well, one, I wish she thought of it sooner. I guess that's really the only reason why. Anyway, Fish Night. I did not like this episode. I didn't really care for either of the characters involved, and the one who ended up dying I thought was just kind of an idiot and unlikable, and this is some hot ass. It's some hot ass. The one thing I did like about it is it did make me think. He was like, this place was an ocean millions of years ago, which made me kind of go like, yeah, I guess that's a good point. Life moves on and whatnot. But that's where the enjoyment ends. That keeps it out of Unforgivable, but it's still some hot ass. Lucky number 13, the lady with the lucky ship that saved her life. I did think it was a cool concept to have a pilot and their aircraft become friends. It was executed okay in this film. It is a bit quick though. I actually think this is one of the ones that would have benefited from a longer episode, so we could really see the bond build up between the aircraft and the pilot. A lot of the action scenes were just kind of boring and the tension wasn't really there for me, probably because the characters just weren't built up enough. It's a really cool concept though. It just needed more exploring, but the lack of exploring kind of killed it a bit for me. It's good though. It's a good concept, so I'm going to put it at passable, but with more time it definitely could have moved up to good stuff in my opinion. Okay, these are out of order because the next episode was Blind Spot. I thought this episode was like, it was weird that they put this one after Lucky 13, because a lot of the action scenes were really similar. This one was just like worse. Oh, I talked earlier about how this one with the mechanoid suits was like a Marvel movie. This one was like a Marvel movie, but they said cunt a few times. Just awful bullshit. I don't like Marvel movies. If you do, you probably like this episode, but I didn't. Unforgivable, boring. I didn't connect with any of the characters at all. They didn't genuinely seem like what anyone would be doing in that situation. Yeah, awful. Next up was Ice Age. Where the civilization grows in their freezer. It reminded me of an episode of The Simpsons, which did this idea a lot better. And at least they interacted with the worlds in the Simpsons episode where Lisa grows it in a petri dish or something like that. I didn't really care for this episode. I guess it's making a point of how, we're in a flash of time and, civilizations come and go over the grand scale of everything. But I thought they explored that idea in not a super interesting way, in all honesty. It's some hot ass. Yeah, no, honestly, I got more enjoyment out of inanimate objects. Alternative histories. This is the one where if Hitler died in a bunch of different ways, as much enjoyment as I do get out of Hitler constantly dying and some of the alternate histories going kind of crazy, I thought that was fun. Other than that, I think it's kind of boring, I guess. I don't know. I liked it, and it's one of those ones that did drag on despite the really short runtime. Maybe if they just cut off one of those alternate histories, it will be it'll be like edging you, good stuff. But for me, it's passable, but definitely on the lower side of passable. It's not hot ass. This next one was a lot of fun. The Secret War, where the Soviets are going to war with the evil demon creatures, which are, the creatures themselves are really scary, a very credible threat. I could have even done away with them not explaining how these demons came to be. Although, I'm going to take that back because I think they are trying to make a point about how the Soviets did conceal a lot of information in order to make themselves not look bad. If you watch the miniseries Chernobyl, they explore that idea really well as well. So yeah, I take it back. That was definitely worthwhile in there. Pure cinema for sure. And is it transcending this realm of reality? It is not, but it is really, really good. I just don't know if it's on the same tier as Beyond the Aquila Rift. Really, really cool though. All right, we've left the last episode of Love, Death and Robots that I probably will ever see. I don't know if they're going to make a season 5, but it is Zima Blue. Oh my God, I fucking love this episode. Oh, it was so good. I really, the story that the main character robot told and the realization you have at the end, why he wants to return to his roots. I think that's a really profound message that this show said so well in not a long period of time. I've rallied on a lot about how I think a lot of these shows are written by people who hate humanity. I think this one understands humanity on a very basic level. Sometimes we can have all these plans to take over the world and, have our artwork shown everywhere like the main character does and reach our full capacity. But then sometimes it's just the most simple, basic things are what make us feel happy and satisfied. And then coming to this realization that this artist with infinite capability to do whatever he wanted, that he had that realization that he was actually the happiest when he was young and things were much simpler. It gave me chills up my spine. I think that says something so profoundly true about humanity, and it's actually one of the most beautiful things about the human experience, despite what these 3 robots keep wanting to tell us we're awful. But yeah, this really connected me with that. It was an amazing story, and honestly, they left the best for last. This is my favorite episode of the show. I genuinely do love Happy Hunting as well as most of the episodes on the S tier here. Some really good stuff here as well. But this one just really blew me away. It made me think about what it means to be, I say human, but really the word is sentient, because it's not a human that's the main character, right? It's a sentient robot. And I think sometimes when we talk about the human experience, it's really the sentient experience, because it's not like animals can't have experiences that have that profound meaning as well. Maybe robots can, I doubt it, but maybe in the future they will be able to as well. But sentience is something we all share, whether we're human or animal. And, animals are going to have differing levelings of sentience, but it's just a really important experience. And I think this episode says something beautiful and profound about that. It is definitely my favorite episode. And it's so crazy. Like, the first episode I watched was like one of the worst ones. And then the last one was one of the best ones. Season 1 is definitely the best season of this show. It is well overrepresented in the S tier and A tier here. Just some really good quality stuff on the first one. I can definitely see why it got renewed. Season 4 was definitely a drop off, but at least we did get Sophia Rose. But that's my ranking. If you want to do your own ranking, I'm going to copy and paste the link and put it in the description of the video, so you can do that yourself if you want. And then, hit me up on Instagram at Lee Betts. We'll be able to compare tier lists, or you can tell me why you fucking love the stop animation shows. Or if anyone wants to explain to me why they like 3 robots, like, please, feel free. I mean, I think you probably hate humanity, but I don't know. Maybe there's something in there I'm not getting. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Let me know what your rankings would be. If by chance you are into poker, I'm a professional poker player, and, well, at least partially. And I have an entire channel talking about my poker journey over on Lee Betts on YouTube. Yeah, that's it. I don't know when I'm going to drop another video on this channel, but we'll see. I'm out of here. Adios.